What's up, y'all? Just decided back with another reaction, y'all, from the FATMANS podcast, y'all. I got another reaction for y'all. Before we get up in this reaction, y'all, please hit that like button and subscribe button, y'all. And share the video with everybody, see your family, friends, whoever you see. And tell them to subscribe to the FATMANS podcast and drop a like for me. And if you want to go see the original video, y'all, it will be up in the description, y'all. It will say original video, and the link will be right beside it. And if you have any comments or thoughts or anything, or you disagree with me, or you agree with me, go ahead and put up in the comment section. I do read all of them. I'm not the responsible, I definitely do read them, y'all. And I want to say happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, happy whatever holiday you celebrate around this time. I just want to say happy holidays, you know what I mean, to your family, and to you, to your kids, and to every kid in the entire world. I just want everybody to, you know, share the joy. I said I'm gonna keep on doing this until the holiday is over. So I just want y'all to share the share the cheer, you know what I mean, of the holidays. You know, just go up to a random person to say happy holidays, or just talk to them. You know, get some of this hatred out this world. You know, make some people's days. You know what I mean? That's my goal. It's just making people's days. You know what I mean? See how you doing. You know what I mean? Happy holidays, stuff like that, y'all. If you go to the store, or you go into a restaurant, hold the door open and say, you know what I mean? Oh, here you go. I hold the door open. You know what I mean? Some, I don't know. They say thank you. You're welcome. I don't know. Start a conversation. I don't know, y'all. But hey, y'all, what's good up in this reaction, y'all? It's in the channel, and where the clip is coming from is Freedom Wars. And obviously his face is right here. So if you guys want to subscribe to him, you can subscribe to him. If you want to go watch more of his videos, there's your name. The title is Libs of TikTok / Unbelievable Woke Compilations. I think that's a surprise face. Whoa face. So let's get up in here, y'all. We'll see what they talking about, and shoot, we'll see what these ladies about to talk about. I watched a little bit. She said something about white men. I don't know. It's like every TikTok you see is like a white man, black man. You know what I mean? But all right, y'all. Let's get up in here, y'all. I'm gonna have to watch that too. All right, y'all, I'm going to meet y'all. I'm going to stop it at the 6-minute mark, because it's 12, so I'm going to stop it at like halfway. All right, y'all.
If you're a white liberal leftist, or consider yourself to be a white ally, I have a challenge for you. Don't create any more content on TikTok until September 22nd. And honestly, you deserve a break, because every day is a white person day, and y'all must be exhausted. So while you sit back, listen, learn, and truly decenter yourself, Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, we got it from here. Please, though, continue to like, comment, and share our content, because y'all are always talking about how you want to support us and create equity. But the truth that so many of y'all are unwilling to accept is that you do not want Black, Indigenous, and other people of color to lead and pave the way, because what would we do without your perspective, your voice, your commentary, your education? We would thrive.
Buckle in, I'm gonna get brutally honest. The hand that rocks.
Also, how is it understood that, I don't know what YT means. You two women that cause the problem? Yeah, I don't know what the YT means. Problem question. Why is it our fault by default? If you spoke up, they would have us committed or worse. I don't know what that's referring to, so let's get back up into it.
The cradle rules the world. Who created these monsters? We did. We birthed them. We nursed them. We read their little nursery rhymes and sang the little songs. We taught them in their preschools and their kindergartens and their first and third grades. White women craft their own gilded cage. And we do it by raising little misogynistic, patriarchal tyrants. We raise the little boys who grow up to be the Donald Trumps, the Mitch McConnells, the Greg Locks of this world. White women raised them. Now I hear you on the last sentence. When these little tyrants grow up and abuse us, and we speak out about it, yeah, we're gonna be institutionalized. We'll be called crazy. And this hits home personally. One of my grandmothers was institutionalized. And when I look back at her story, I'm convinced she had complex PTSD because of domestic violence. I don't think she was crazy at all. And we could look at her life specifically and see what kind of choices did she really have. I mean, it was her husband, my grandfather, who crafted her fate. But as a whole, white women raise the white boys who grow up to be the tyrants. And until we own that fact, it will be a perpetual truth. The truth is, most white women are perfectly fine in the comfort of their gilded cage. Family first, America first, and all that garbage.
School counselor because I believe in the transformative power of early intervention. And I don't just mean the power to transform individual lives. I mean the power.
I don't just mean the power to transform into individual lives. I mean the power to transform society. All right, let's get back to it.
Power to transform society. When I teach young boys to acknowledge and honor the wide range of their emotions, when I can help them to own their mistakes and offer sincere and authentic apology, when I can encourage them to embrace their vulnerability and ask for help when they need it, I can see small cracks in the patriarchy start to form. When I talk to my students about identity, stereotypes, bias and privilege, and they start to notice the inequities in the world around them and they start to call for change, I can see cracks in white supremacy. I start to have hope. I do this work because I believe in the power of early intervention.
Language matters. Words matter. Oppression, hate, even things as severe as slavery start with words. Okay, this is how we construct society. Social constructs begin in language. To be able to reconstruct a society or to create social change, you need to do it at the level of language. Like if you don't even have a shared language, you cannot affect any change because you don't have a common language. So it's so important to become really familiar with the nuance of language and how language evolves and what language means. Today I was teaching kids about Harriet Tubman, and we were talking about enslavement versus slavery, or slave versus enslaved person. And we were unpacking all of the nuances of language and how important it is to name things what they are. And they didn't even know that slavery was still alive and well in some places, and that some of the things like human trafficking or slavery that's happening in other places is still alive today, like blew their minds because we don't call things what they are and we don't unpack these nuanced language, like what all these things mean. So much flies under the radar because we don't call things what they are. And this is the problem with positivity bullying. It minimizes the impact of some words. It seeks to repackage something into something nicer to hear to reduce discomfort. But all we're doing really is empowering that violence to continue to happen because we aren't calling it things what they are. Language is violence. Like white supremacists don't shoot up a place just because it starts in language. Why do they leave a manifesto? Why is leaving a message so important for these violent racists? Stop trying to minimize what things are. If somebody calls you a racist, Consider what it is that you're doing to perpetuate white supremacy and racism instead of being defensive about the label and telling people, don't call me that, I'm not a racist. Like, stop dismissing the label and sit with your discomfort and understand that that language is important, that you're being called a racist for
Nerdy education stuff. You have
All right, ma'am. All right, ma'am. Okay, this I believe she's Asian. This is her name is Mingling. Mingling said if you're okay, let's go back.
We got it from here. Please, though, and honestly, you deserve a white ally. I have a challenge for you. Consider yourself to be a white ally. I have a challenge for you. Don't create any more content on TikTok until...
Okay, that's what she said. So she want the white people, the white allies, the white liberals to not post content, but they supposed to look at your content and share your content. That makes sense. Okay. This man, Mingling is off right here. Mingling is off. Make your content like she's making her content. Everybody should make their own content. There's nothing wrong with making content. Just because they white, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but okay. She's off. Make your content. Share your own shit. You should, if you like, come on now, make your own stuff and share your stuff. Why they gotta take their time out their day to share your content? How that makes sense? And you don't even share their content. Let that make sense. This right here, this ma'am, it sounds like she has a deep hatred for, I guess, white men or men in general and boys. First of all, ma'am, men, it's in their nature to be dominant. It's their nature to own, to compete. It's in our nature. You can see it when you're a teenager, when you go to college. Even now, sometimes you still want to box with your friends or something like that. You still roughhouse with your son or your dogs or stuff like that. It's in men's nature to do that, ma'am. It sounds like you have a deep hatred for men in general. Okay, what else did she say? Let's go back.
Tyrants grow up and abuse us, and we speak out about it. Yeah, we're gonna be instituted.
Did she say about her grandma? Why did you just put that on the man? Where's something wrong with her mind? Actually, you should have shared the story before you just say dumb shit like that. Talking about, oh, this, that, my grandma, and then it was her husband, this and that. What? It sounded like the man took care of her. When you said talking about domestic violence, okay, what do you mean domestic violence? Because these days, anything touching a woman on the shoulder is domestic violence now these days. You never know these days, but I don't know. Sound like she just have a deep hatred for men in general. Now this one right here, this is what y'all want. This is what you're men or women. This is what you want people to. This woman, you want her to teach your boys this vulnerability and all this and all that other stuff, wide range of emotions, vulnerability and stuff like that. That should be taught by you guys, the parents, not by her. She's supposed to teach math, English, social studies. What else is there? Science, all the other stuff, biology and stuff like that. She ain't supposed to teach your boys about vulnerability and how to help people and this and that and who. That's not your job, ma'am. That's not your job. That's not your job. Please stop it. Please stop it. Talking about early intervention. What the fuck does that mean? Shut up. No, this woman right here. She think language is violence or something like that. I forget what she said. Ma'am, I'm not saying language can't influence people, but it's definitely not violent. Ma'am, what else did she say? My bad, y'all.
Of language. Like, if you don't even have a shared language.
Oh, she said something about slavery and enslavement isn't the same thing. Stop it. Like, what are you talking about? And we all know, first of all, the kids already knew. They don't know that there's slavery in other countries because they live in America where it's not popularized to have that thing in our system anymore. Now, I know probably people gonna say the prison system and stuff like that. I don't care about them criminals. I'm sorry. I don't care if they killed somebody or they did robbing. I just don't care. I'm sorry. Don't really have no feelings towards it. Sorry. But man, just please stop telling this to these children. You know what I mean? They live in America. They don't see all this. Just like you saying all this extra stuff. But if you live in a third world country, talking about, oh, we don't have the freedom, this and that and who, you should be teaching that. Sorry, y'all. What else did she say?
Of some words, it seeks to repackage.
What the hell is positivity bullying? I don't even know what that means. Repackage the violence of the words and stuff like that. Man, shut up talking. See, I can't handle these kind of people. I really can't. Like, they are word salads. That's all they do, word salads. But all right, y'all, let's go ahead and finish the video, y'all, and then I put my commentary at the end, y'all.
You have asked me
Called a racist for
nerdy education stuff. You have asked me how I build an anti-racist classroom. One of the first steps in achieving this is having a culturally responsive classroom. So the idea is that children come into your classroom with their own knowledge, their own experiences, cultures, and backgrounds. Aside from just naming that and celebrating our differences, one of the ways that I do this is having a community board. So on the community board, we'll have pictures of our families, especially in the beginning of kindergarten. That's so helpful. And you can add artifacts, pictures, whatever, things that are meaningful to them and their families. This can also be brought into the curriculum and the space. Something in the past that's been an issue is surrounding Black and brown students with just white representation in literature, in photos, in mentors. Making sure that the people you teach about in your classroom look like your students is so great. And let them share their own experiences too.
It is also not my job to tell my students who to vote for or how to vote because it's their vote. So what I get to do as a teacher is I get to make sure they have all of the knowledge that they need to make their vote count. I do that by using anti-racist curriculum and instruction in my classroom. This makes sure that my curriculum is both a window and a mirror for my BIPOC and white students to see not only themselves in my curriculum, but also see lives of others and experiences that they might not otherwise have. In doing so, my students learn about how these experiences are affecting the people around them, and that when they vote, it's not just about voting for themselves, it's about voting for others and using their privilege to make their vote count for others who don't have the privilege or the ability to vote.
So Matt Walsh released his documentary, What is a Woman?, in which he asks the titular question. I put documentary in air quotes because he uses that pretext in order to get himself into conversations with people who otherwise wouldn't want to talk with him and do gotcha-style journalism. He's not really trying to explore the topic or learn anything, but I'll give you an answer anyway. A woman is someone who honestly and sincerely identifies as one, and someone who is comfortable, perhaps even enthusiastic, about being perceived as one. You may think this definition is obtuse because it's incredibly abstract, but the fact is that you can't come up with a simple definition. Let's go with the obvious alternatives. A woman's someone with XX chromosomes. Well, that doesn't work because plenty of cis women don't have XX chromosomes. For example, People with XY gonadal dysgenesis will have XY chromosomes, but will develop as cis women. So chromosomes don't work for us. And by the way, this is only one of many ways this can work out. So let's go functional. Maybe it's someone who can give birth. Okay, well that doesn't work because postmenopausal women are still women. Maybe it's someone who was born with a uterus in general, but if I was born in with a condition in which the lower half of my body didn't develop properly, I might not be born with a uterus, but that wouldn't make me any less of a cis woman, would it? I'm going to stop there because, as I'm sure you can see, the biological argument doesn't work. So let's talk about my definition. Someone who honestly and sincerely identifies as one. What I'm talking about here is what's going on in your brain, the makeup and composition of your brain. And there's been plenty of studies that show that cis women and trans women's brains work pretty much the same way. So we're off to a good start, right? So when we talk about these brains that are for the most part similar, we're talking about people who identify with a certain thing. And that gets us to the much more important and interesting question that Matt Walsh sometimes asks but never actually explores, which is, what does it mean to be a woman? And again, there are central themes, there may be similarities, but everyone's womanhood is different. For some people, it's about pregnancy and giving birth and having children. For other people, it's about long dresses. For other people, it's about a witch's commune. It doesn't matter. What really matters is that all of those people together are comfortable saying, I am comfortable being perceived as a woman.
Finger down, if you study for 6 years to get your dream job as a teacher, and while getting that degree, you not only struggle to feed yourself while living alone, working 40+ hour weeks while going to school full-time, then you finally graduate and you're so excited because you got a job at an amazing school with an amazing principal and amazing coworkers. But your first year as a teacher is 2020. And you not only have to deal with normal first year problems, but also teaching remotely and then teaching hybrid. And you get help from your coworkers, but not nearly enough support because everyone is flailing, trying to figure this new normal out. But you figure it out because you love your job and your students and you survive that first year. Then your second year starts and you know you'll be better because it will be in person and you're so excited to have your kiddos in the classroom. And you even go back to work 3 weeks before you're supposed to because you really want to make sure your classroom is made safe and comfortable for your students. And at this point, you also listen to education podcasts, read books about teaching, spend hours planning engaging lessons, and you're just so excited to put in all of this into practice. At this point, your school has a new principal and you don't really worry about it because you know you're doing everything you can for your students. And even though you've barely met them once in passing, you're not worried because you're sure they'll be great. After you come back from winter break, you decide to create an account on this clock app and you want to share your life as a teacher. But one day you get upset at a commenter on a video of you saying how you support your alphabet mafia students and you say half a curse word, and your new principal decides the first conversation that they will have with you is about letting you know that they have filed a complaint and will start an official investigation, because even though no parent or student had even seen the video, and even though I had already taken it down because I myself didn't really want it up, they had already seen it and therefore they would go forward with the investigation. This is the beginning of their recommendation for you to get non-reappointed from your district, meaning to have me removed as a teacher and not be able to come back ever. And you realize education is broken and this is BS and you risk.
Ma'am, whose fault is that? That's your fault, ma'am. Oh yeah, that's in the video. That's your fault, ma'am. They saw it. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that most of the people that you work for do check your social media. You should know that. Ma'am, I mean, sorry, but that's usually how it goes.
Up there because as I'm
No, this man, what the hell she is, whatever she they identify as, ma'am, or he, I don't know these days. They, I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. They, them, that right there was false, ma'am. Most of women are XX. Stop it. It's like science. Look, I told you guys on another clip. Their facts is feelings over facts, not facts over feelings. It's like, God damn. Stop it. Stop lying to these people. Ma'am, most all women have a JJ. The poom poom. They don't have no stick. Stop it. Stop lying to these people. You know what it is. You know exactly what it is. And don't go to the small percentage of the intersex people. Don't go no small percentage now. We're just speaking straight facts now. Stop it. Hate people like this, man. Always putting out false information. All right. The how do you even define anti-race classroom? How do you even define that? And how was you? And first of all, if you got anti-race, so that means you had racist kids in your classroom. How would you know they racist? Tell me, I want to teach them how this and that. It affects other people. No. They should vote for who aligns with their values, not what aligns with all the other people in the entire world. I'm sorry, but no, I disagree with that. Man, you get these people out your classrooms, man. Get your people out the classrooms. I'll tell you, I'm really thinking like my kids need to go do homeschool. Here's another one. You know what? Yeah, that's the end of the video, y'all. Please hit that like button and subscribe button, y'all. And share this video with everybody to see, your family, friends, whoever you see, y'all. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. If you want to go see the original video, y'all, it will be up in the description, y'all. And if you have any comments or thoughts or, disagree with me or you agree with me, go ahead and put up in the comments. I do read all of them. I'm not that responsible, but I definitely do read them, y'all. And I want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all of it. Happy Kwanzaa, everything. Happy New Year. I'm just trying to spread the cheer, and I hope you do too. Just go up to a stranger and say happy holidays. I don't know, get some of this hatred out this world. Just get some happiness in the world. You know what I mean? But hey, y'all, thank y'all for watching. Osiris out for the FATMANS podcast, y'all. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out, y'all.